Okay, and we're on to round number 15, and I'm using the cream. I'm also freezing. It's so cold in my workroom. And I have a little blow heater, but it's so noisy. So, I'm just going to sit here and freeze away. All right, so now what we're going to, I just want to show you the underneath. I was going to say the back side, but I'll get smacked on the wrist by the internet police. Okay, so that's the back part of that round that we just did, round number 14. Now, we're going to begin in a chain 6 space to the left of our single crochet that we made into that top loop, right? Now we're just going to make a little single crochet there. Okay, and then we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to work a single crochet front post around our little single crochet. Then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to work single crochet front post around that, around that single crochet. Then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to work single crochet front post around the next single crochet. Then we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? We're going to work a single crochet into our chain 6 space from our previous round. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work a chain 6. So that's where we began. We began with a single crochet into that chain 6, right, like so. Right, so it's going to look like that. Going to look like that, right? And okay, so we sort of ended over there. So now you're just going to repeat everything that I did. So you have a chain 6, chain 5, chain 5, chain 6, and you're working single crochet back posts around those little single crochet back posts single crochet front posts that you made around the single, oh goodness me, you know what I mean. Okay, so where we attached over there, what should I call, I don't know why, I definitely need another cup of coffee. When the weather's like this and I'm really cold, my brain also just sort of shuts off. So 12 back posts, right? Okay, so we're working single crochet back posts around single crochet back posts. No, single crochet front. I'll get there eventually. We're working single crochet front posts around single crochet back posts. Okay. So it's just much easier to just see what I'm doing. Then if I start talking, then goodness me. Okay, so now. All right, so maybe I should do that stitch count with you again. So you're going to have 4 times chain 2 spaces. You're going to have 8 times chain 6 spaces. You're going to have 8 times chain 5 spaces. You're going to have 12 single crochet front posts, and you are going to have 8 single crochets. Yes, 8 single crochets. Those. Right. Okay, let's move on. Round number 16 coming up. And then, just to finish off. So if you're coming, maybe I'll just finish this off with you. So maybe not. No, I think you know what to do. So you'll do your last single crochet, chain 2, and then you can just slip stitch into the next single crochet, and then you can just tie your 2 ends together, and that's more than enough. Okay, and I shall see you at round number 16. Okie dokie, so your back is going to look like that, right? And then the front will look like that. So you won't see much, you'll just see the little chain 2 peeping out there. And that's where we're going to be working. So we're going to begin our round number 16 in that chain 2 space. And the color that I'm using is the pale rose once again. Right, so now what we're going to be doing in our chain 2 space, going to be making 3 trebles together. We're going to do that 4 times with the chain 1 in between. Right, so now I'm going to start with a chain 4, and then we're going to work 2 more trebles together. Okay, chain 1 to close, chain 1, and again. So I'm just going to do this one section with you so that there's no confusion. Right, chain 1 to close, chain 1. Chain 1 to close, chain 1, and right. Then we're going to chain 2, and here you can do one more chain if you feel that you need to, if your tension is very tight or so, because it's quite a sort of a skip, but because we're skipping that chain 6 space, but I would say only one more chain, not more than that, or maybe another. You could do maybe a chain 4 even would be too much. So maybe one more chain if you feel that it's going to pull. You just need to check your tension, that's all. Right, okay. So now we're going to skip that chain 6, and then into the next 2 chain 5 spaces we're going to be working 6 double crochets. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to chain 2, and then skip over our single crochet front post that we worked over the single crochet back post. And then we're going to make 6 double crochets into the next chain 5. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we're going to chain 2, 2, and we're back to working into our chain 2 space, and we're going to work our 4 3 trebles together into that space with a chain 1 in between. Okay, so we're basically back where we started. Chain 1. I'll just finish this one. I'm going very fast, I know, but of course I'm taking it for granted that you guys know how to make these, because every now and again I do get a comment saying, but you're crocheting so fast and we can't see like what you're doing. But I am telling you what I'm doing, which is 3 trebles together, and then I'm sort of taking it for granted that you know how to make trebles, because obviously my tutorials are not meant to teach you how to do basic crochet stitches, because I'm taking for granted that you've been there, done that. Okay, so then we chain 1 to close, chain 2, and then so on and so forth. Okay, so it's going to look like that. There we go. Aha, I've picked up a mistake, but it's fine because this is actually a sample piece. I'm just following the colorway of this block. Okay, so we are over here, right? And over there. So you can see we're almost finished, right? So we've got that little pink bit at the back. Okay, so now you're just going to carry on like that. And then when you come up to finish off, you'll just slip stitch into the top of your first 3 trebles together. So you're going to have, I'll give you a quick stitch count. So you're going to have 4 times, so 4 sets of 4 times 3 trebles together. And you're going to have 4 times 3 sets of chain 1 spaces, so 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to have 12 chain 2 spaces. 12, really? Yes, that's right. 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be 4 times. So you're going to have 12 times chain 2 spaces, and then you're going to have 48 double crochets because you've got 6 and 6 is 12, and then 12 times 4 is 48. Right, so that is round number 16, and I shall see you at round number 17. Okie dokie, so we're on to round number 17. Round number 17, we're going back to our, vintage peach, that's the one. And we are going to be working popcorns this time, right? Now this is an indie round, so if you've never done my patterns before and you're wondering what an indie round is, well, an indie round is where you kind of start and finish without going the complete round. You know, it's, well, I'll show you exactly what it is. All right, so now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be working 2 popcorns with the chain 1 in between into our 3 chain 1 spaces. But before we do that, our chain 6 that we made over here, which we skipped in our previous round, okay, we're going to work 3 double crochets together. So that's how we're going to begin this indie round. Okay, like so, chain 1 to close. Then you're going to yarn over and into the next chain 1 space. It's 3, 4 and 5. Chain 1 and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, and then we're going to jump to our next chain 1 space. So I'm just going to do this one full section with you. Whoops, my yarn is rolling all over the place. I've actually closed the door to my workroom and it's warmed up a little bit, but of course I can hear Miss Augusta meowing outside the door. Well, she'll just have to wait a little bit. Mind you, if the door's open, she'll go and sleep somewhere else. But as soon as I close the door, she gets very offended. Right, chain 1. And again, or as we say in Afrikaans, nog een of nog een. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So now we have 4 of those and we're going to do 2 more. 1, 2, 3. You can just speed this up. If you're watching the video, you can speed up this part. chain 1 to close, chain 1 and nog een. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Right, and there we go. Ta-da! Yarn over and again into our chain 6 space that we skipped in our previous round. We are going to work that last 3 double crochets together. 2 and 3. Right, and then we're going to snip off, pull through, rightio. So that's, there we go, and so now I'm just being, you don't have to do what I'm doing, I'm just doing it. Just getting a little bit finicky here, so just pull that to the back and pull that to the back, and there we go. Right, so you've got that going on, that's obviously like that. Right, so it's going to look like that, and then you fasten off, and now you're going to do 3 more sets of these popcorns with the 3 double crochets together, and don't forget your chain 1s in between, otherwise it's going to pull too tight. Okay, so that is round number 17, and I shall see you at round number 18. And round number 18 is also an indie round. Okay, so we're going to be working puffs. Okay, so round number 17, I'm not going to say done and dusted because I still have to go and do the other 3, and I'll see you at round number 18. Okay, so that's our round number 17, done and dusted. Just going to turn it over so you can just check that your back is looking the same as mine. Okay, so that's the front. So now this is another indie round, and the color that I'm using is the cream. And we're going to be working a puff into our popcorn. Popcorns. All right, so I'm just doing a yarn over times 3, but you can make it thicker if you like. Chain 1 to close, chain 2, 1, 2 and 3. So okay, chain 1 to close, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. It's just one of those days. Oh goodness. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 to close, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. You can speed this up if you like, if it's as boring as watching paint dry. 1, 2, 3. So you have to be a little bit careful that you don't pick up a strand from your popcorn. Chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 to close, chain 2, and another one. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 puffs. Right? Snip off your yarn, and there you go. So you're just going to do that. Just put my hand in front there. So it's going to look like that. Right? You're just going to snip off and repeat 3 more times. So you should have 20 puffs, right? No, sorry. I don't know why I keep on thinking that I have 5 puffs there, not 6. right? So you're going to have 24 puffs. And I shall see you at round number 19. And then we only have 2 more rounds to go, round number 19, round number 20. So we're almost done. Okay, so I shall see you at round number 19. So we're on to round number 19, and round number 19 we're going to be using the rust color. So now I think it's rust. I keep on saying it's rust, could be something else. Anyhow, I used to be very good with all the color names of the Stylecraft Special DK. And then I started working with the Shapers Color Crafter, and then I got totally confused. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be working into those chain 2 spaces between our puffs. All right, so we're going to work into the center one. So that's chain 2 space number 3. And we're going to be making 3 double crochets together, right? So this is our first corner. Okay, then we're going to chain 2 and another one. So we have 2 times 3 double crochets together with a chain 2 in between, and that is our first corner, as I said. Now, so you can see that's what it looks like. Into our next chain 2 spaces, we're going to work 3 double crochets. And the next one. Three, there we go. Now we're going to yarn over twice. Sorry, that's just my other device going off. Okie dokie. So if you're wondering what that weird sound was, because I've been doing online grocery shopping, the app that I'm using sends a notification if you need a replacement, if they don't have something in stock. So so I've had to sort of update my shopping basket. Okay, so the joys of living in a digital world, which is actually pretty good. Right, now we're going to be working 3 trebles together into that chain 2 space from round number 16, I think, round number 16, where I said you could do chain 3, but I did a chain 2. So we're working 3 trebles into that space, working them together, right? 3 trebles together. There we go. Now, so it's going to look like that. So you can see how we're beginning to sort of square off our shape. Now, we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over, and now we're going to work through that little loop that we created in our picot. I think that was round 13. And we're also going to work through the chain 2 space from our previous. Oh, good grief. A bit now. All right, so let me repeat that. So now we're going to be working through the loop of our picot like that. Right? We're going to be making 2 times 3 double crochets together with a chain 1 in between. But we're also working over our chain 2 space. Right. From round number 16. Did I just say round number 16? Let me just check. Yes, round number 16, right? I was just checking that it was round number 16. But, you know, it doesn't really matter because I'll have it written down in the text version of the pattern. But of course you can see what I'm doing. So chain 1 to close, chain 1. And now we're going to do that again. So we're just going to go into that picot loop and working over that chain 2 space from round number 16, right? Chain 1 to close, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over twice, and into our next chain 2 space from round number 16, we're working our 3 trebles together. Right, chain 1 to close, yarn over. Now we're going to skip our next puff and into the next chain 2 space. We're working 3 double crochets. I'm going to stop in a moment, and then 3 double crochets into the next chain 2 space, and then 3 trebles together, chain 2, 1, 2, and did I say 3 trebles? 3 double crochets, right? Okay, excuse me if I'm mixing up my double crochets and my trebles. Right, and so that's what it's going to look like. Okay, so now basically you're just going to continue doing exactly what I did there. In the pattern, the chain 6 is, I'll get round to it. I'll say that this is side A, and then if you've done some of my patterns before, you know that I break up my sections. I break the pattern up into sections. Okay, I just find it easier also to just keep tabs of stitch counts and things like that, and to think of it in terms of like bits and pieces, you know, little compartments. So this would be side A, that would be the corner, this would be the center. If you've done some of my patterns, then you know that I have a center panel, and then it's much easier when you're writing the pattern then to say where you write this first part of the pattern, then you do your little center bit, and then you say mirror side A, repeat corners, repeat all. So that's kind of my formula, and it works for me. So here you have the completed sort of section from corner to corner, and you're just going to carry on like that. Okay, so I have a stitch count for you. So one side will equal 2 times 3 trebles together, right? And it will equal 12 double crochets. So 3, 6, 9, 12. That's 12 double crochets. And 2 times chain 6 spaces, right? And 2 times 3 double crochets together plus a chain 1 space. Okay, and then your corner will equal 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. And that's your stitch count. Okay. So I'm just going to go and finish this, and then I shall see you at our final round, which is round number 20. Now, there is another round after that, which is what you would, which is one of the reasons I didn't add so I'm just going to show you, best to show in pictures, right? So this is the finished square, but you have some options. So if you're going to join your squares, you don't have to add anything else. You can just join your square like this. But if you are using this, the little square is 6 inches square, and this square is 10 inches square. But if you add a double crochet border around, okay, so you know, you might decide that you want to join your squares together with a contrasting, you know, color. You can use cream, or you can use black, or you can, you know, whichever colorway you're choosing. Then you'll increase your square to 12 inches square if you work a double crochet border right around the square. So that, you know, that is optional. That's optional. That's if you one of these creative crocheters who can slightly adapt the pattern to suit yourself. Okay, so I like to give people that freedom. I'm very big on freedom, freedom of expression, so that you have options. You don't have to stick absolutely, you know, to the letter of the pattern. Okay, so now I shall see you at round number 20. Okie dokie, so we're on to our final round, And our final round, we are going to, well, I'm going to carry on with my rust. We're going to begin in our first chain 2 corner space, any chain 2 corner space, okay? Not the first one, any one. Right, and we're going to do what we did the last time. We're just going to work 3 double crochets together, right, like that. Chain 1 to close, chain 2, so that's our first corner. So just get some yarn going here. I'm trying to work over my my tails. Right, 2 and 3. We're going to chain 1 to close, right? Then we're going to chain 2. And now we're going to work 3 double crochets together over our next 3 double crochets. So we're working over the 3 double crochets and 3 double crochets together. Chain 1 to close, chain 2, and repeat. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 to close, right? So that's what that's going to look like. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work a single crochet front post over our 3 trebles together. Okay, and then we're going to work single crochets into our chain 6 space. So we're going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we're going to work a single crochet front post over the first 3 double crochets together. We're going to work a single crochet into the chain 1 space and a single crochet front post over the next one. And then, as I was saying before, from there to there is our side A, then our corner, then our center part. And so now we're just going to mirror our side A. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet, front post over our 3 trebles together, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets together. So they're actually 3 double crochet front posts together. All right, let's do that again properly. 1, 2, 3, chain 1 to close, chain 2, 3 double crochet front post together over the next 3 double crochets, chain 2, and we're back to our corner, 3 double crochets together. Right, chain 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me on another adventure. It's always fun, you know, even though I'm sitting by myself in my workroom with all my neighborhood noise going on around me. I do feel very connected to all of you, and it feels like, you know, we're sitting in a crochet circle busy crocheting. Okay, so that looks like that. All right, so I'm going to give you a stitch count. So one side is equal to 4 times 3 double crochet front posts together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll have 4 of those. Then you'll have 6 chain 2 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? And you'll have 12 single crochets plus 1. So you'll have 13 single crochets. And you'll have 4 single crochet front posts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then your corners are the same as the previous round. 3 double crochets together, chain 1, 3 double crochets together. And to close, when you're coming up this side, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your first 3 double crochets together and fasten off. Okay, so I shall see you then at round number 4 of our little square. All right, so then I'm just going to do that with you, and because you're going to just follow the pattern for the first 3 rounds. Well, actually, the first 8 rounds, okay. But I thought I would just so this is the first 3 rounds. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just continue with this from there on. Okay, so I'm not going to do the first the first 3 rounds with you. So you can go ahead and sort of prepare for that. Okay, so I am going to see you there. And thanks, yeah, as I was saying, for joining me on another crochet adventure, this time True North. And I do hope that you always find your true north. See you at the little square. Bye.